Hi everyone, today I will be analyzing the HBO series Euphoria in 2019, a highly stylish teen drama that explores adolescence, sexuality, identity, and trauma. It's known for its explicit content and striking visual style. The show focuses on both male and female characters, providing a rich style and analyze how gender and sexuality are represented and sexualized on screen. In Lamb et al.'s 2013 analysis of audience responses to Miley Cyrus' Teen Choice Awards performance, the authors highlight how women, especially young women, are often hypersexualized by public, while simultaneously being judged for owning or displaying their sexuality. The public response, they argue, often implies young women's behavior while masking similar performances by men. In Euphoria, we see a similar dynamic. Female characters like Cassie and Maddie are often presented in overtly sexual ways, with heavy use of slow-motion tight farming of body parts and glamour lighting. These visuals invite the viewer's gaze and record what Lamb et al. describe as discourses of shame and desire. Cassie in particular is judged in universe by other characters for being too sexual, mirroring real-world public discourse. Macintosh 2018, on the other hand, criticizes how male bodies in media are often shielded from the sexualized gaze. In Euphoria, this is interestingly subverted. The characters of Nate is both powerful and sexually desirable, but the show rarely lingers on his body the same way it does for the female characters. His sexuality is shown as aggressive, but not vulnerable or exposed. This reflects McIntosh's argument that masculinity is often bisexualized through its dominance rather than displays. Both readings are insightful, but I think Euphoria offers a more complex picture than either fully addresses. For instance, Julia's played by Chan's actress Hunter Schafer, is shown with agency, softness, and a queer gaze that challenges the heteronormative framework assumed in earlier critiques. Julia's sexuality is explored not through judgment, but through introspection and emotional vulnerability. This aligns with how newer media are experimenting with more fluid representations of sexuality and gender, while Lamb et al. Focus on binary public responses like shaming or praising. Euphoria allows for ambiguity. Some characters embrace their sexuality, others are lost in it. Similarly, McIntosh's point about the protected male body holds, but newer shows like Euphoria begins to challenge this by occasionally offering a critical lens on male characters too, though inconsistently. Another important point is that Euphoria uses aesthetics, lighting, music, and cinematography as a form of commentary. The hyper-stylization draws attention to acts of looking itself. For example, the camera lingers on Cassie not just to sexualize her, but to invite viewers to reflect on how she sees herself and how that affects her choices. This meta-awareness isn't addressed in the reading, but just adds depth to the conversation about media and sexualization. So, after unpacking how Euphoria navigates sexualization and representation across gender lines, we are left with a more complicated picture than either Lamb et al. Or Macintosh might have fully anticipated. On one hand, The show challenges traditional gender norms by allowing characters like Juliet and Rue to sit outside rigid binaries of sexualization or performance. On the other, it still reproduces familiar visual codes, slow motion close-up of female characters, hyper-effective nudity, and a narrative that often ties female sexuality to trauma, shame, or rejection. Meanwhile, male characters like Nate remain emotionally and physically dominant. Even when partially undressed, their power is never virtually on the cards. And while McIntosh argues that male bodies are often protected from the sexualizing gaze, Euphoria makes us ask, what happens when that gaze turns inward when characters perform for themselves on social media or in the mirror rather than for traditional male audience? Perhaps the most provocative question here is not whether Euphoria sexualizes women and men, but how it does so and why. Does stylizing sexuality with neon lighting, slow motion, and pop music make it feel more empowered? Or is it simply a more palatable form of the same objectification we have seen for decades? Just up in Gen Z aesthetics? So here's what I want to leave you with. If media like Euphoria now depict both women and men as sexual subjects, but still frame female sexuality through pain and male sexuality through control, can we really call this progress? Or are we just watching new packing for the same old power dynamics?